Isa pong taos-puso, mapagpalaya at mapagpalang pagbati sa lahat. Amidst the darkness brought about by the coronavirus, the cooperative spirit of compassion shines through. This is exemplified by the cooperatives nationwide, manifesting service, kindness, and compassion during these most trying times. The seventh principle, cooperative principle, which is concerned for the community, is being showcased by the thousands of cooperatives throughout the country. From the onset of the coronavirus pandemic that has haunted the whole nation and the entire world in crisis, there are amazing stories of love and compassion being shown by the cooperatives throughout toward their members and to their respective communities. These stories are so fascinating in a world that has given high veneration to the profit motive, buried in so much materialism and consumerism. I would like to commend the valiant efforts shown by our cooperatives. Isa pong taimtim na pagpupugay. The members braved their way amidst the danger, giving more importance and utmost priority to those in need. I am one with His Holiness Pope Francis when he mentioned that COVID-19 is nature's revenge against humanity. With that pronouncement, the cooperatives' contention among earlier that COVID-19 is a manifestation of nature's wrath because of a flawed development paradigm is worth reflecting. The cooperatives, while battling the COVID-19 crisis, have looked beyond the horizon to countervail against climate change, social injustice, deep inequality, and poverty. It is in this context that we are reiterating the cooperative stand that cooperativism is a countervailing force against the pandemic disease. Why is this so? Because the DNA of cooperativism, which is number one, members owned, no one shall be left behind. Number two, it is value-based and principle-driven. No more veneration to the profit motive in a world so much immersed in materialism and denigration of spirituality. And third, sustainability, giving high adherence to oneness with all of God's creation. The essence of cooperativism shines through amidst the darkness of the pandemic, reinforcing the truism that we are not just meaningless fragments in an alien universe, but are connected with something so vast, so immeasurable, and so sacred, deeply connected with the unseen being. The Cooperative Development Authority has released several issuances, especially in connection with the implementation of the enhanced community quarantine and the passage of Republic Act 11469 or the Bayanihan to Heal as one act. Some of the memo released by the CDA includes CDA Memorandum Circular 2020-03 or the Regulatory Relief for Cooperatives in view of Proclamation number 922 and the Memorandum on the use of the Community Development Fund, the Optional Fund, General Reserve Fund, release of interest on share capital, and patronage refund, loans and other assistance to cooperatives. We were also inspired to hear from no less than the Honorable Senator Christopher Lawrence Bongo, who appealed to the country's cooperatives to utilize their Community Development Fund in order to contribute to the government's efforts to fight COVID-19 and help their respective community members mitigate the socio-economic impact of the crisis. The cooperatives headed the call of the Honorable Senator Bongo and to the appeal of our beloved President Rodrigo Roa Duterte for everybody to cooperate in the government's efforts to stop the spread of COVID-19 and to practice bayanihan amidst the crisis where everyone is greatly affected. In fact, since the start of the quarantine period all over the 16 regions of the country, the cooperatives have been providing assistance in various forms, from donating relief goods and basic necessities to communities, providing packed meals for the frontliners, producing personal protective equipment for donation to the communities and to the medical staff and law enforcement units, and giving out cash donations to the local government units, to other cooperatives as well as to the other beneficiaries. Thousands of families of the indigenous people were also at the center of the compassion of the cooperatives, providing them food and relief goods during these most trying times. To date, the total amount of help extended by the cooperatives amounted to about 305 million pesos in cash, which benefited around 504,000 cooperative members and about 10,892 non-members all over the country. A total of 302.6 million worth of donation in kind in the form of goods, food packs, and PPEs were also given by the co-ops across the country and have benefited some 502,827 co-op members and some 4,392 non-members. Recognizing the role that the cooperatives play in the recent times, we are appealing along with the 11 million members of the cooperatives across the country to the Interagency Task Force on Emerging Infectious Disease and to the Chairman, Chief Implementer of the Philippines Declared National Policy Against COVID-19, the Honorable Secretary Carlito G. Galvez Jr., to allow all cooperatives to operate during the extended enhanced community quarantine and the general community quarantine, not only so that these co-ops could provide assistance to the community, but also to contribute greatly in ensuring food security and sufficiency in the nation's overall efforts in fighting COVID-19. As you all know, in a 3-month research study conducted by the International Cooperative Development Council last year, headed by Dr. Judith Hermanson of the United States Agency for International Development, or USAID, the international study has concluded in its findings that where there are cooperatives, the quality of life in those communities that they are operating is better, and that the Philippines is the cooperative leader in Asia and the Pacific. Pinakita po ng mga kooperatiba ang katotohanan ng study ng the USAID last year, lalo na po ngayong panahon ng coronavirus pandemic. Ang sigaw ng sambayanang kooperatiba, kooperatiba laban sa kahirapan, kooperatiba laban sa climate change at violent extremism. At ngayon, kooperatiba laban sa coronavirus pandemic. Patuloy po tayong makaisa bilang mga Pilipino at tumulong sa ating mahal na Pangulo at sa ating pamahalaan sa laban ng buong bansa kontra COVID-19. Bilang kasapi ng Samahang Kooperatiba, patuloy nating sikapin na tumulong hindi lang sa ating mga membro, kundi pati na rin sa iba pang mga kababayan, lalo na yung nasa laylayan ng lipunan at higit na nangangailangan. Atin pong tandaan na sa Samahang Kooperatiba ay walang iwanan at walang maiiwan. Naway patnubayan tayong lahat ng pong may kapal at panatilihing ligtas sa lahat ng oras. Maraming pong salamat at mabuhay ang kooperatiba. Salamat po.